Republican Representative Tom Emmer just dropped out of the race for House Speaker. He didn't even last a full day as nominee. Emmer's decision came after he did not get enough support today from the more conservative lawmakers among House Republicans. Things on Capitol Hill are developing so quickly, so we're going to get straight to our political director, Andrew Rafferty, who is live in Washington. Andrew, third time is not the charm when it comes to House Speaker, so where do Republicans go from here?
Yeah, well, good afternoon, Lauren, and this is just in from our team up on Capitol Hill. Republicans are now spending the next 25 minutes or so. They have until 5:30 p.m. to put forth names again for a speaker race and a forum. So we're going to potentially end the day much in the same way we began it, with a number of nominees and a forum where members can hear from those hoping to become the next House Speaker. Some of those names, one of them, Kevin Hern from Oklahoma. Our team has confirmed that he is in the race. He was in earlier today. Same with Mike Johnson, a Republican from Louisiana. Both of those guys have a little bit more conservative records than what we saw with Tom Emmer, which ultimately was the reason he ended his short-lived speakership campaign before ever getting to a floor vote. We expect the numbers of members to officially throw their hats in the ring, potentially to grow over the next few minutes. But what we don't expect is any sort of clarity on where this goes in the longer term. There's no indication as of now that any of these guys who we've mentioned would have anywhere close to the 217 votes we expect would be needed to ultimately become Speaker after an official vote on the House floor, Lauren.
Let's talk about the other side of the aisle. Are Democrats relishing in this dysfunction, in this constant change?
Yeah, well, you know, in some ways they are. They're having fun with it. There were clowns up on Capitol Hill today trying to make light of what has been going on in the halls of Congress. But if you listen to the tone of Democratic leaders, people like Steny Hoyer, Hakeem Jeffries, it's definitely changing a bit. And it's changing a bit from, look at how these Republicans are owned by the most extreme factions of their party and they're so dysfunctional, to, hey, we have some big challenges coming up. And if we don't have a Speaker of the House, everyone is potentially going to suffer. Of course, after Kevin McCarthy's ouster, we saw a war begin in the Middle East with Israel. We now have up until November 17th for government funding. And so I think a lot of Republicans are looking at what's going on right now and thinking that, judging by the list of names that continues to be recycled for the potential speakership, there is a possibility that this could go on for a number of more weeks. We've had about 21 days since Kevin McCarthy's been gone. No reason to believe that we're any closer to getting a House Speaker. And there are potential impacts, specifically with the government shutdown, that would potentially hurt every party, not just Republicans, Lauren.
Yeah. Well, you know, Trump came out against Emmer shortly before he ended his speaker's bid. How big of an impact did that even have with this?
It seems like Donald Trump is somebody that is not going to make your speakership. Remember, he was somebody who endorsed Jim Jordan, who ultimately didn't get it, but he can imperil it. If you don't have Donald Trump on your side, then it's really hard to see how you get to the majority of the Republican conference votes that you need to actually become Speaker. And that's why when he put out that statement on Truth Social, and part of it said he's had a number of wonderful friends wanting to be Speaker, but then called Tom Emmer a RINO, a Republican in name only, and made it very clear that he is not one of them, then that was really the nail in the coffin. Hard to see how he would have been able to come back from that. That's why he didn't even take it to the floor vote and ended his short-lived speakership even shorter than even a Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan, because of how impactful that is, Lauren.
All right, so a view on the short term, potentially the long term. We'll see. Political Director Andrew Rafferty making sense of it all for us. Thank you very much.